11 candidates now in the race to replace Boris Johnson as leader of the Conservative Party.
OK, currently leading the pack with the most endorsements, the former Chancellor Rishi Sunak, one of the people backing him, the former Housing Secretary Robert Jenrick, who joins us now from Westminster. Robert, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Why is Rishi your boy?
Well, I've known Rishi for a long time, and I think he is someone of real ability. And at times like this, when we're facing a really significant and global economic crisis, and the Prime Minister on day one will have to be tackling issues of great seriousness affecting millions of people across the country, you want the most credible person to be sat there making those decisions. And I think Rishi's record through the pandemic speaks for itself. People trust him and they know he's competent, and that makes him the right person to be Prime Minister.
He has got a couple of battles, doesn't he? I don't know if you were able to listen to our paper review, but there are accusations that he was sort of orchestrating Boris Johnson's downfall. Lots of people have had issues with the wealth of his family. How's he going to overcome those optics?
Well, lots of things will be thrown at different candidates over the next 2 weeks. Personally, I think it's best to focus on what that individual can really offer the country. And as I say, I think Rishi is the person of the greatest ability. He's an incredible hard worker. He's someone who has achieved enormous things already for the country. I mean, for example, the furlough scheme that protected 11.5 million people's jobs and had contributed so much to the low levels of unemployment that we have today. I think he's got the best plan to grow the economy in the years ahead, to get taxes down over time, but do so in a way which is credible and can ensure that we also don't allow borrowing to get out of control. Of course, people will question certain things about his personal life. We'll hear that about all the other candidates, I'm sure, as well. But I don't think that's what really matters now. Choose the best possible person to lead the country through a very challenging 2 years. And front and centre will be the economy. And so choose the most economically literate person and the person that the public trust the most to deliver for them economic growth, jobs and lower taxes in the long run.
But Mr. Jenrick, he is the only one of the candidates that's delivering a bad message, a negative message. It may well be the truth, but, I mean, he's basically saying we cannot cut taxes. Everybody else is saying we're going to cut taxes. And, you know, saying cutting taxes may get them elected leader of the Conservative Party. It may well win a general election as well. Is Mr. Sunak going to win a general election saying, no, I'm not cutting your taxes?
Well, firstly, all of the polling suggests that Rishi is the most likely candidate to win a general election. He's the most known, the most trusted by the public, and the polls suggest he would win in the north and the south, in Remain voting areas and previous Leave voting areas as well. But on the core question you're asking about tax and the economy, few people in the Conservative Party have argued for lower taxes more than me over the course of the last year. And I know Rishi, I've known him for more than 10 years. He is a tax-cutting Conservative, but he wants to do so with a real plan. He doesn't want to make up unfunded promises and announce them on the hoof. That's not a responsible thing to do. The public will see through that. What the public are crying out for right now, I believe, is professionalism and credibility. And on the economy, they want to see someone who has a serious plan. How can we bear down on inflation, which is the cause of the inflationary issues that people are feeling? How can we get confidence in the economy? How can we grow it over the next 5 to 10 years? And by doing so, how can we sustainably cut taxes? Just announcing, as part of a leadership campaign, 30, 40, 50 billion pounds of largely unfunded tax cuts is not going to do any good for the credibility of the Conservative Party, because the public aren't fools. They can see through that. They want a Prime Minister who's economically literate and has a very clear plan for the economy. And I think that's Rishi Sunak. He is the person who understands the economy better than anybody else. And his plan enables us to cut taxes, get growth going in the economy, but do so in a way which is fiscally conservative. Because we Conservatives believe in low tax. Of course we do. It's a core tenet of our beliefs. We also believe in fiscal conservatism, not borrowing too much, not leaving future generations to bear the costs of our own irresponsibility.
You're talking about the plans that have been laid out there. There are allegations being made, it's on the front page of the Mail this morning, that he's orchestrating that plan with Dominic Cummings. Is he?
No, absolutely not. I don't believe that Rishi has spoken to Dominic Cummings since he left government 2 years ago. Dominic was Boris Johnson's appointment, not Rishi Sunak's. This campaign is Rishi's. He's his own man. He's got his own ideas for the country, set out in great detail in brilliant speeches like the May's lecture that he gave earlier this year. And that is the vision for the future of the country and the economy that he's going to be setting out here to parliamentary colleagues over the next few days and hopefully to members of the Conservative Party in the weeks to come.